Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing with the retrograde and the eclipse? Intense energies, lots of emotions coming up. We're taking a look at what is happening with your person, your twin flame or your soulmate if they're a Pisces. Okay, so if you have a twin flame or a soulmate that is a Pisces, this message is for you. All right. So if you're a returning subscriber, welcome. It's good to have you here. I hope that you guys are well. And if you're new, I hope you enjoy the energy. I'm a medium, so I channel my message. I'm going to channel your Pisces person's energy. I'm going to channel and look at what's happening with them just in general. What sort of happened in the past to bring you guys to where you are, what their energy is in general towards you. And then we're looking at how they feel about you, what they think about you right now. And yeah, any information that comes through from spirit. That's what we're taking a look at. Okay. I always ask that you guys take a few minutes, settle into your intuition, and ask your guides and keepers to guide you through the reading. I'm simply shining a light on what is energetically active in your person's life experience. So what is active around them energetically and within them energetically. That's what I'm shining a light on. What is active within your story. Ultimately, you have your own guidance system. You know your story better than anyone else. So you need to trust your intuition. So I always ask that you guys welcome your guides and keepers into your space. Ask them to guide you through the reading, to help you to know and to recognize if it is for you or not, which parts of the message is for you and which is not. If it resonates, claim it without a doubt, and if it doesn't, it's not for you. But if it triggers, that's where your work begins. Okay. I've already cleansed the space. You've entered a sacred space. The archangels in the north, south, east, and west have their sacred flames burning. I just want to thank my guides and keepers, the archangels, your guides and keepers, for guiding me, for allowing me to channel these messages, for allowing me to channel your person's energy. Definite communication. All right, I'm starting with the twin flame. Okay, and there's definite communication, spirit communication with your twin flame. Your twin flame is definitely receiving, this Pisces of yours is definitely receiving communication, signs, symbols, communication from their guides and keepers in the dream state. And it could be in various different forms, but it is communication from spirit. So they could have a mentor, a spiritual guide, they could have a reader, a psychic that your person consults, or a friend that they trust that is communicating spirit messages and spirit guidance to them. It could be through the form of dreams, could be in meditation where they're receiving downloads, but there's definite information, communication from guides, from infinite intelligence, from spirit, from source, coming through to your twin flame at this current time. Okay. So, thank you, Spirit. I want to take a look at what the current energy is in your connection from your Pisces perspective. So if your Pisces is a twin flame, if your twin flame is a Pisces or your Pisces is a twin flame, I'm going to take a look at what their general energy is. What is at the heart of this connection with you for them? That's what I'm taking a look at. Alright, I also want to know what's happened in the recent past year between you guys and what's moved out of the way. What is something, what sort of energies have moved out of the way in the meantime? Okay. Thank you, Spirit. General energy towards my viewer. What is the general energy of this twin flame, this divine masculine, towards my viewer? Thank you, Spirit. General energies, guarded. Why are they guarded? Because they don't know what to do. Okay, this person is not in the best, this Pisces of yours is not in the best place mentally, psychologically. Sleepless nights, anxiety, stress. They're troubled about this connection, and I am hearing regret. They're worried. There is a fear either way here that your person is wrestling with. Coming towards you, moving in a positive direction with you, closing the gap between you guys, actually acting in a way that they know will be favorable to you. They're afraid that that would lead to consequences that would be painful for some reason, that they may regret that. But moving away from you, they're also afraid, your Pisces is afraid that they may regret that. So for some reason, this Pisces is feeling guarded when it comes to you. So something's happened here that has led to this, and I'm going to take a look at that in a minute, that makes your person feel like moving towards you is a risk. They're not 100% confident then that's the right thing to do, is, move forward with you. But letting this go, they're also not sure that's the right thing to do, so they don't quite know what to do, and this is giving your person sleepless nights. But this feeling of being guarded could be personal insecurities. It's like, if I do make this decision, if I do take this step, it is an unspoken commitment and promise. Do I have what it takes to see this through? And Spirit is showing me money. This could be with regards to money. Perhaps they don't feel like it'll work out because what they can offer, they don't believe that you will be happy with what they can offer, that it's good enough. Okay, what's happened in the past year that's led to this? Okay, so there has been a loss here. I feel as though you've left this twin flame of yours. You walked away from this twin flame of yours. They felt the sense of loss. I don't think that I believe that the reason you've given this twin flame for this breakup, for the separation, has not contributed to them feeling confident, like, okay, I know what my person, my divine feminine does not want, and so I know which direction to move into. This has just made this person feel like, I am the problem, and I am the reason that this divine feminine cannot be happy and at peace with me. So whatever the reason is here, this person identifies with that reason. So let me make an example. If you've expressed that there is a lack of ambition or a lack of taking action, maybe it's about getting their financial issues in order. Every time they're making decisions, it's got to do with work, and perhaps the people that they're interacting with are not a positive contributing factor to your relationship, but your person says, I'm doing this for work, and you feel like their money issues is the reason why they're constantly surrounding themselves with or letting people that are not good for your connection and maybe good for them into their experience. And so you guys are just not on the same page with that. And so you're saying the money's not an issue. There are other ways. You should find other ways. And to them, they feel like if I have more money, I wouldn't be in this position. And therefore the problem is me. There is no other option. This is the option, and the problem is me. They're personalizing it. They're not seeing it as an external issue that just needs to be removed or eradicated. If the issue is the kinds of the attention that your person gives other people, and you've expressed, I don't like the way that you're behaving around these people, or the way that you speak to that person, or the relationship you still have with your ex, whatever the situation may be, they're seeing it as a personal attack on their character, because they don't see that what they're doing is something that can be changed. They feel like it's a part of who they are, and you're expecting a part of their character to change so that you can be happy. And so whatever the situation is, or that dynamic is here, they feel like it is personal. It's not an external thing that needs to just be moved, that they just need to separate themselves from. Okay. And so they feel like you've rejected them, and you've taken actions and made decisions that have left them grieving this connection. And so what I'm hearing is, it was really, really hard for me to get over you, to get used to the fact that this is the way it is now. And giving our connection another chance means I open myself up again to that sort of criticism. When you don't like what I'm doing, or when you don't like how something is, I will then be kicked out and abandoned again, and have to go through this grieving process again. And that's what I feel this person is guarding themselves from. Okay, what has moved out of this Pisces twin flames energy? Okay, so this Pisces is definitely going back and forth with something here. And maybe juggling you and some other situations. But it seems as though that's moved out of the way now. They're not doing that. They're not going back and forth with anything anymore. They're not juggling, but they're just not sure that there's no guarantee that anything's ever going to work out. There's no guarantee that anything's ever going to work out. This separation and this breakup was just so incredibly painful for this person, that even though they want to give you your connection another chance, they don't know if it's worth the possibility of them having to get over you again if things don't work out. Because of how deeply this person loves you and how deeply they feel when it comes to you. How is it that this person, this Pisces, feels about my viewer? This Pisces feels like they've invested, they focused hard, worked hard, and invested a lot in this connection, only for it to, they gave their best, and then they ended up in a dissatisfactory situation. So they gave this connection their all, and something happened that you didn't like, and that was enough for you to kick them to the curb. So if my best is not good enough, what chance do I stand? Because life's always going to be happening, and I can't guarantee from one moment to the next what sort of circumstances and conditions I'm going to be surrounded by. And if my divine feminine is so easily triggered. If our connection is so fragile that when she's not happy with an outcome, she's just going to kick me to the curb. What if I've already tried my best and that's what happened? What chance do I stand? What is it that this Pisces thinks of my viewer? This Pisces thinks that you are perfect for them in every way, that you can do great things together, that being with you would be a blessing in every way, that this Pisces can see their life being great with you. This Pisces lacks confidence in the connection though, and in how you see them. This Pisces lacks confidence and does not feel very confident about who they are and how they are seen, and they feel imperfect, and we all are imperfect. But am I enough to be loved, and am I enough for you to know that when something happens that might be unwanted or seem unfavorable, that it's not my intention to hurt you, that I'm just living life. And I'm also just figuring things out as I'm going along. They don't believe, this person has abandonment issues. And your response to a particular situation here has further solidified that. They believe that when something happens that triggers your insecurity, that your instinct to protect yourself will be stronger than your desire to be in the connection, to work through it and to make it work. It's a tough one. How do we ever get past that, right? When we've experienced so many terrible things with people who we thought really cared about us, how do we get past that obsession, that desperate need to protect ourselves from the people that we're trying to love? How do we do that? How do we build trust when the other person has their own trust, their own level of abandonment or insecurities or whatever it is they're dealing with? How do we let them know that we're willing to stay when we also feel obligated to go for our own protection? It's a tricky one. How do we know someone's worth sticking around for? And that's the thing here. It's not only you, it's your person too. How does your person come to that place where they realize that you are worth sticking around for? That the possibility of getting hurt, that giving this a chance and being with you is worth the possibility of having obstacles, of things not working out, you know. It's a tough one. That's why relationships have become so challenging. Okay, I do feel for you though that if this is your story, that learning to take our focus away from the conditions and focusing on the energy and focusing on what we do have control over, which is, what do we focus on? Where do we put our how do we perceive things? What is our perspective, you know? How do you perceive something? Am I perceiving a situation based on past experiences, or am I allowing this to be what it is now, independent of everything else that I've ever experienced? It takes mastering the art of staying in alignment, getting into alignment on a subject and staying in alignment. It's not always easy. It takes there's a willingness of continuously investing in ourself, our own process, our own happiness, what we give energy to on a day-to-day basis that contributes to our evolution, to our consciousness, to our happiness, and to be more invested in that, our relationship between I and self, myself, my soul self, and my 3D self, giving more energy to that than the relationship. And it takes time to get that balance, because very often when we find something that feels so good, that resembles what we've always wanted, it's instinctive to get lost in it. It's instinctive to focus on every detail of it, to the point where we start to trigger our insecurities and our fears, because we're so busy keeping score of what's happening in that connection, that when something unwanted is happening, we're keeping score about that too, and that does not always serve us. So I feel as though your person is guarded from the fear that this just won't work out, and that hurts more than the separation. The separation hurts, but sometimes we make things so big in our minds that we never even try. We decide that we failed before we even started. I feel like it is worth reminding you that you mirror one another, and that if you'd like to set yourself free from your fears where your connection is concerned, to shift this energy, you have to be willing to start doing the work to help you to do that. Okay. Because as long as your fear dominates and controls the decisions you make and how you respond to situations in a relationship, you're not unconditional. You're not free in that relationship to simply love. And you cannot provide the other person with a safe, secure place to be vulnerable as well. It's not your responsibility to make somebody else better. It's just that we're all healing and we're all in this together. And when we want to be with someone, we have a simple choice to make. Is it worth it? Because I cannot invite you to sit at my table and then expect you to be uncomfortable to make me comfortable. It has to go both ways. And we have to be willing to accept that we're not always going to get it right. But that is still worth trying. Okay, let's move on to the soulmate. If your soulmate is a Pisces, let's take a look at that. So, for those of you who resonate with the Twinflame reading, please comment, let me know how. I love to hear back from you guys. Okay, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the energy. And if you're interested in a personal reading or you'd like to get some coaching, some Twinflame coaching to help you on this journey, to help you to figure out what exactly it is that you're meant to be doing here, to honor yourself, to honor the journey, and to line up with how this journey, this spiritual awakening is meant to serve you, because that's what the Twinflame journey is about. It's not a Romeo and Juliet story, and it's not about some ideal romantic outcome. It is a spiritual awakening. It's about helping you to meet your soul in a very, very sacred, dynamic, powerful way. That's what it's about. Okay. You can contact me. My email is in the description box below. Because it's a journey. Let's move on. For those of you who have a soulmate who is who is a Pisces, let's take a look at what's happening with your person. Okay, what's happening in their current energy? Looks like the Pisces are in deep communication at this time. So your soulmate has been talking about life, love, their experience in love, the situation with you, to friends, people who they trust. They've been talking about this a lot. And even when they've not been talking about it, this is what they've been talking about. You know how people have conversations and you think you're talking about one thing, but actually you're talking about something else? You've been on their mind a lot. What they've come to realize about themselves as because of their experience with you, as a result of having the experience with you that they've had. They've been asking questions, having very, very deep conversations about their new understanding and their new awareness of what they thought love is, and now realize might not be so black and white. Okay, what is their general energy towards my viewer? What is this Pisces soulmate's general energy towards my viewer? Thank you, Spirit. General energy towards my viewer. They want to take this connection to a higher level of commitment. This person has come to the realization that they want to spend their lives with you. They want to spend their lives celebrating all of the milestones, all of the good times that they are ever going to have with you. What's crossing that? Okay, so this person is ready to come and speak to you, to come and express how they feel. The fact that they want to take this relationship, this connection to the next level. Your Pisces has a lot that they want to say, and they're getting ready to say it. And you should expect to hear from them very, very soon. What's happened in the past to bring this Pisces to this place of new clarity, healing. Whatever has happened here has brought this Pisces so much healing, has brought what has been hidden into the light. Things that were revealed have come into the light. Things that this Pisces was blind to has been exposed so much that it can be healed. I think that you were at the forefront of that experience. What was active here in the past that is now moved out of the way? Okay. In the past, this Pisces felt as though you guys could be so happy, but you were constantly just finding things to cause issues about, to find issues about, that your Pisces was in denial. Your Pisces felt as though you were finding problems and issues where there were none. And your Pisces was resentful. Your Pisces felt as though you were robbing them and yourself of happiness here. But they were in denial about these things, and they are no longer in denial. Your Pisces is able to see now how they have robbed themselves from happiness because they were ignorant to certain things that needed to be healed. And they've seen that. The truth that you were trying to tell them, what you were trying to show your Pisces, they finally see it. They finally see it. How is it that this Pisces feels about my viewer? How is it that this Pisces feels about my viewer? This Pisces feels happiness, love, and abundance with you. This Pisces feels the sun with you. I feel like when you're in their life, because you've come into their life, they have the sun shining on them. They've healed, done so much inner child healing. This person feels like the happiest that they've ever been is with you. That happiness is possible because of you. But that you have put up with so much of their stuff, and that you've been so emotionally unfulfilled for such a long time, that this Pisces feels that you are walking away, slipping away, and they want to come towards you and they want to express how they feel before you do this. But this Pisces is afraid that if they don't figure out the absolute, sorry about the noise outside, I've got kids. If they don't come towards you, I've got kids playing out there in the street. If they don't, so they're afraid that if they don't come towards you and say the absolute right thing, and even they've been thinking about what to say, but they've said these things so many times, they've said so many things that they're worried you're not going to believe them, and that you're going to walk away, and that they're going to lose their happiness. And this is why they might not have done this yet. They might not have made this declaration yet. What is it that they think of my viewer? What is it that this Pisces thinks of my viewer right now? This Pisces thinks that you believe that they're manipulative, and that even though they're sincere right now, that they're worried that you're just going to think this is another way that they're trying to manipulate you. So and that's the thing, how do you know? When you've seen somebody choose the easy way, or when you've seen someone say the right things and then do the opposite for so long, how do you, when you're trying to draw the line and say, hey, I'm not willing to tolerate this anymore, how do you know when there is a sincerity? Well, you have to move beyond the fear, and I do feel like for them there's a lot of fear here, but for you, you've got to release yourself from the fear of losing them and giving them, and then it creates that space for you to be able to say to them, I love you, but and I don't want you out of my life, but I cannot offer you a relationship until I know that we're sort of on the same page with certain things, and we might both want this, but maybe it's not exactly what it is we're asking for, what it is we need. The answer is not always that I change or you change. Maybe you're perfectly fine for somebody else. Maybe I'm perfect the way I am for somebody else. So, or maybe you and I are figuring this out, and we come and we meet somewhere up ahead and we're in harmony. But I don't feel we should force that. Let's be friends. And then you watch them. You watch someone's behavior. You see how they handle things. And if it's different, you'll know. Okay. Entirely up to you, of course. I do feel that this person has opened their eyes. And that some things that used to be active here have definitely moved out of the way. And so that's what I'm saying. If you're able to observe them, you will see that or not. Everybody's story is not going to be the same. But if this resonates with you and this is your reading, then this looks to me like things have actually healed and things have turned around with your soulmate, and that you guys, that they understand the value that you've been adding to their life and the wisdom that you've been speaking into this situation. And they've come to realize exactly what you've been saying all along, and they agree with you now, and have actively been making the changes here. So this is growth, and it looks like you guys have the opportunity for lots more happiness now than you've had in the past. So congratulations, if this is your story, this is a really, really nice outcome. But either way, everybody's context is different, everybody's experience is different, and whatever you choose to do is entirely up to you. Okay, if you'd like to get a personal reading, because this is a general collective reading, not everything may fit for you, then you're welcome to contact me. My email is in the description box below. Whatever you choose to do what is best for you. Love and light. I'll chat to you guys next time.